There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. If you only read the books that everyone else is reading, you can only think what everyone else is thinking. Love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. Anyone who thinks sitting in church can make you a Christian must also think that sitting in a garage can make you a car. I have always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library. Women and cats will do as they please, and men and dogs should relax and get used to the idea. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. You love me. Real or not real? I tell him, real. Never trust anyone who has not brought a book with them. You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me. Sometimes, you read a book and it fills you with this weird evangelical zeal, and you become convinced that the shattered world will never be put back together unless and until all living humans read the book. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. All you need is love. But a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it may be necessary from time to time to give a stupid or misinformed beholder a black eye. Of course it is happening inside your head, Harry, but why on earth should that mean that it is not real? Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. I'm not afraid of death, I just don't want to be there when it happens. If one cannot enjoy reading a book over and over again, there is no use in reading it at all. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. Whenever I feel the need to exercise, I lie down until it goes away. Sometimes people are beautiful. Not in looks. Not in what they say. Just in what they are. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. You don't get to choose if you get hurt in this world, but you do have some say in who hurts you. I like my choices. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. The story so far. In the beginning, the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. I find television very educating. Every time somebody turns on the set, I go into the other room and read a book. Love is like the wind, you can't see it but you can feel it. When one door of happiness closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. So, this is my life. And I want you to know that I am both happy and sad, and I'm still trying to figure out how that could be. Not all of us can do great things. But we can do small things with great love. There is nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. I have no notion of loving people by halves, it is not my nature. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus one day so I never have to live without you. You don't love someone because they're perfect, you love them in spite of the fact that they're not. What really knocks me out is a book that, when you're all done reading it, you wish the author that wrote it was a terrific friend of yours and you could call him up on the phone whenever you felt like it. That doesn't happen much, though. Love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of illness and wounds, it dies of weariness, of witherings, of tarnishings. It matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be. The difference between genius and stupidity is, genius has its limits. We're all a little weird. And life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall into mutually satisfying weirdness and call it love, true love. The trouble with having an open mind, of course, is that people will insist on coming along and trying to put things in it. I would venture to guess that Anon, who wrote so many poems without signing them, was often a woman. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. If there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. Things change. And friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody.